welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, you're on the show tonight as the True Drum Chapel legends, Bridgeman and Stevie. How we doing, boys?
All right, Rox. So I'm a happy bunny tonight. I'll tell you that right now. And how are you, Bridgeman?
Oh, listen, the big good evening to you two guys. Huge good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. I'm still as high as a kite, let me tell you, still as high as a kite. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Oh, that was good. That was good. I like that. Thanks for that, Fox. A wee bonus number there, Bridgeman.
That was indeed.
A song you don't know.
Exactly.
You know. Big Stevie, the floor's all yours.
Oh, guys, I'm just recovering, man. I'll tell you, my body can't take any more. Oh, no more Peronis for me for a while, I'll tell you. I'm telling you guys, doing the bounce of the full game, I've never experienced. I think the last time anything came next to near the atmosphere was Braga when we pulled it back, the second half of that game. But I'll tell you, Ibrox was electric. And Sunday, it was absolutely, the atmosphere was brilliant. And the card display for the Union Bears, the team that we put in the part, I was kind of looking at it worried. But my God, Big Balogun, my God, he had that wee guy in his back pocket. Brilliant performance, young Robbie. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I just can't speak highly about the team and the effort and the energy they put in. Just totally mind-blowing. It was absolutely brilliant. We put them back under the rock again, guys, eh?
Well said, mate, well said. Always a special day when we beat them, but I think with the pain we went through at times, and to go considering that'll be over 2 years since they've beat us in the league match, mate, it's unbelievable, eh?
Unbelievable. And can I just say, Ox, I know a lot of the Rangers radio listeners will be watching Sky Sports because they see me on it. There's no way I'm leaving Rangers Radio to go to Sky Sports with Jim White. No way. So the rumours are all false, okay? I was seen on Sky Sports for a brief couple of minutes. My phone was in meltdown. There's no Bosman. I'm staying with the Bridge and the Ox and the Fox. Okay.
Well, we'll just see how that goes because we've accepted the bid. If we're being honest, I'll bring in Mr. Fox to give you an update. Sorry about that, mate. Mr. Fox.
Adamski, I take my jacket.
2 caramel wafers and a caramel lager and enough, mate.
I think you're going to get the same treatment as young Hutton got all the years ago. I don't want to go to Spurs. Aye, you're gone, Walter Smith. Aye, you're gone.
He's a recruit bunch, I'll tell you. Absolutely. He's my jacket. I'm away my tail between my legs.
we fought long and hard about it, but Fox said, "Oh, get a deal." Brilliant.
Okay, cool.
You've got obviously we'll get to the transfer window. We just want to see if anything more breaks as we sit. But even we whispers that something could happen with our club, but nothing confirmed as we are at the moment. Stevie, it was a big 3 points for us. I'm not saying we were under pressure. Obviously, there'd have been a reaction if you lost an Old Firm game. There always is. But we didn't. So you move on and let's hope we go on a run, mate.
Aye. I think it was more we've not started the season the way we wanted to. We were kind of sticky in games and losing the Dundee United game. A bit unfortunate, deflected pass right in the fell lovely for the boy. Celtic, the other hand, where they started kind of good. So getting into the game, it was all the usual media hype. Celtic were world beaters again and they were going to do this. They beat St Mirren, 10 men St Mirren, and all the hype went in their favour. And me personally, I thought that they're underestimating us a wee bit. We're no champions for nothing. And get into the game, I'd be lying to say if I was the, when I was looking at my team, I was going, Balogun against that wee Jap, no. And I was just, but my God, how wrong was I? I really was wrong. But anyway, the hype, the usual, all the TV hype, paper hypes, all the different sites had Celtic as, and they've got the eyeballs to win the day. And that was at their own peril, to be honest. You know, the Bears stood firm. By the way, Big Phil, what a header, man. Give me Herlander at midnight.
Go on yourself, boy.
Oh, hey, you might see the old hips going up that hole. Oh, brilliant, Brad.
Love
I'll
it.
tell you, they did. All the hype was with them. And I know it's an old cliche, an old thing that we all say, the form book is at the win these games, but they did. They thought they were in their own bubble. And by the way, it's just been popped and they're back under their rock again.
There's something insidious about the way they think about football, in the sense that they don't think MD's ever going to beat them, and they've got no recent record to say, well, you know, how come they're just for them to think that they were going to beat Rangers just like that. They hadn't even watched Rangers in all probability. They've got a lot of arrogance about them at club, and really and truly, I think they totally underestimated how good Rangers were. That's true. That's the truth.
Well, there's no one apart from that team they beat for Nibday. There's no one in a away match since February. I don't know what made them think their so-called superstars were just going to change it around within a few weeks now. One game.
Ange ball.
I mean, nothing. It's how you build and how we react. And we need to go on, as I think Jim said last night.
They've taken up Ange ball, and that's it. They think this is the answer to everything.
Yes, he's lost. What is that? 5 games he's lost. Is it 5 games? 3 in Europe. Is it 3 in Europe? 3 in Europe. 2 in the league already. 5 games he's lost. Yeah. Wow.
But they'll turn around and say that Gerrard doesn't have it.
Fox, even at that, when was the last time they won an Old Firm game?
Over 2 years ago, mate. Over 2 years ago. Well, I think it's 2 years ago in a couple of days, exactly, give or take. But it'll tell me playing them again in the league, Stevie, just in the league, because obviously they put us in November 2019 with an offside goal, but to win them the cup, well, steal the cup, yeah. When Morelos missed the penalty, you know. So we knew that we had their number then. I think that game at Hampden, we knew that the tide was turning because of the way we played them off the park. And it's just went on for them. I think it's 13 goals scored, 3 against in the last 7.
Aye, and the 3 that they've scored was 2 of them, no, should have been chopped off.
Correct. Correct. To be fair, if I was a referee, they'd all been chopped off.
By the way, that was one of my worries on Sunday when I seen that referee.
Don't mention referees. Don't mention referees.
No, sorry, I forgot.
Don't mention them. Don't mention the referee was on the BBC. You'll send them over the edge.
He's probably a member of the BBC, along with Michael Stewart and a few thousand others.
All right, Stevie, you ready to face your public since you're the celebrity on here on the big wide screen? Wow, you look big in that 75-inch telly in my toilet.
I think I thought I looked and I'm saying I've lost a few pun there, but I've been reminded. I've been reminded by everybody it was a widescreen TV. Oh, there's nothing like getting brought back down to earth, Ox, is there?
No, mate. No, there isn't, mate. Right, let's get these lines opened, and you get ready to face your public. Yeah.
No problem, mate. Bring it on.
Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, glad you enjoyed it. I think everybody enjoyed it who was present, and the people watching the TV all over the world would have really enjoyed a Rangers victory. And at times we played some decent stuff, Stevie. The first half an hour we played decent, yeah? In the second
Aye.
half or the second half?
Second half for me, 45 to say 70 odds. I think we just took care of the game. Absolutely. Stephen Davis, where did he that boy get his energy from? He was absolutely outstanding that second half. And it was old. Look, we got the goal, and then we all knew, through time it was going to be a wee bit squeaky bum time near the end, but we dealt with everything, no problem. No problem whatsoever. And let's be honest, we should have probably capitalised on the break when Davis won the ball and played it to Sakala. Maybe Sakala was, maybe if a wee bit more game time under him, a wee bit more fitness, I think he might have scored that, and that would have put distance between us. But I just thought our energy levels were great right up to about 70, 75 minutes. And then we kind of started, letting them into the game a wee bit. But fair play to our young keeper. By the way, he didn't look out of place at all.
No, he didn't, and that's the biggest credit we could give him. By the way, very competent with the ball at his feet, I thought.
Aye.
Yeah. Can I just cut before you come back in? We're just going to explain for the umpteenth time. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. If you keep phoning, we cannot phone you back. Yeah? Please remember what school you went to. Easy. Phone in, hang up, and we will phone you back. Quite simple, yeah? Carry on, Stephen.
Phone up, hang up, and we'll get you back.
Oh, we've been joined by Alan. Evening, Alan. How we doing?
No bad, Docs. Yourself?
All right, mate.
Brisbane. Who's the other one? I couldn't catch you there.
It's the Sky Sports pundit, Big Stevie.
Oh, Big Stevie. I'll just get 4 talking points. The press, see, 4 talking points. What it is the press is making Rangers out, making Celtic out to be this and that, and what about Turnbull. Now, I don't know, but I didn't know who was actually marking him because he never even was in the game on Sunday.
I think he was sitting next to me, mate.
I don't know who was marking him. Because he never kicked a ball. He couldn't do what he wanted to do,
No. Right, we'll kid on. We never heard that. Next point.
Next point is I've called in 3 weeks ago and I said to you about this boy plays on the right hand side, came from Manchester United. What's his name again? Brandon Barker.
Oh, Brandon Barker was with Man City, mate.
Was it Man City? Well, I'm glad he's away. And Big Hitting, I'm glad he's away because I don't think he's worth $3 million.
I don't think Brandon Barker's away anywhere as we speak at the moment, mate. Nothing confirmed.
Nothing at all.
No about Brandon Barker. Well, no, because obviously they're keeping the hairdressers open late tonight to get him sorted for No, nothing confirmed about Brandon. Nothing confirmed. Obviously, there's
so it's just the press again then.
Yeah, I don't believe everything you hear in the press. I mean, obviously, I'll pass you to our media star. Stephen, you can answer that.
Oh, Brandon Barker for me, for me, he should never have been a Rangers player. That's just my personal opinion. I think that it showed the night when we played Falkirk in the Cup. It was his turn to really come on and show what he could do, and he went half injured and he walked around the park, and to me there was nothing wrong with the boy, and I just spoke volumes for me about him. And I'm with you on it. I mean, I hope somebody does come in and takes him up our horns, because to be honest, I don't think you'll see him in the first team again. And then again, you just don't know. We might need to put him in there, put him in the one day, but I'm with the caller there. I hope I never see the guy in a blue jersey again. I really do.
Definitely.
I think it's all to do with finance. Obviously, he's got a contract, and I think he's got another year left. So he'll be on decent money. So I don't think he'll get anything near like that money anywhere else. So unfortunately, we'll see what it takes us. But he could move today or maybe later on in the year. But you never know. Carry on, Alan.
The other point was I thought Leon Balogun was a third choice right back for Rangers. I didn't know he could play in that position.
Well, he's played for us there maybe half a dozen times. Bridgeman, you can come in on that, being my defensive expert.
I'm talking to myself there for a second, yeah.
Well,
Defensive expert, me. Defensive expert. But can I just make a comment on the Brandon Barker thing? I think that Brandon Barker, in his first season, when he came to us, I thought he did not too bad. It was just going to be a wee bit star, that player. But when he came on the second season, you could see then this guy was never going to be a Rangers player. He tried his best, I dare say, but never going to be a Rangers star. Who was the other guy you mentioned?
Anton. I don't rate that boy at all into angry because it was a few million knocks.
Yeah, we played roughly that. We're going to touch on that. Obviously, we'll be talking about all the transfers and the routes. We're just waiting to see if anything happens while we're on air about our club. But we're going to we'll discuss that. But I get your point that, listen, he's went on loan. We signed him. We've had a punt. It's no work to it. We'll see where it takes us. Stevie?
That's it. Cedric Itten for me, again, I don't like coming on and bad mouthing it. Has he really had a lot of time? You could argue the point, but for me, personally, I think it's the right thing for the club to put him out. I really do. I just think when we signed Sakala, I think he even done the pecking order even more. And I think the boy needs game time as well. So it's probably the right thing to do. But hopefully the boy hits the flare running there, and after the year's done, they maybe want to keep him, and I think that might be the best thing to happen for both parties.
The thing is with him, I mean, I think he played 27 games and scored 6 goals, and as you said, he's not had game time, so the best thing for him was to go. But I just don't think he's good enough to wear the blue jersey. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. That's a fair comment. I don't think you're alone in that, mate. I don't think you're alone in that point of view. We've signed him. He's away on loan because obviously with the reduced number of people you can have on the bench, it's not always great for your fringe players.
Yes.
His goal scoring record, you can look at it both ways. He never got a lot of starts. For his 41 games he played for us.
Was it 41?
There was only 10 games that he started. Yeah, 31 games as a substitute. So he's not a lot of starts. Scored 6 goals, 1 a penalty. When he scored at the end. But against the Royal Antwerp, wasn't it? He took the ball off a Barisic and took the goal.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm in your camp. But listen, the boy might come back to bite us if they sign him and he could go and have a career. But I've not seen enough in him. Do
you think it was a panic buy?
No, I don't. I think we had to try and improve the squad. We took a punt of somebody who's doing okay, and it's just no work to it, mate. I think we're going to get that. Bridgeman, can you come, mate? Stevie?
I think it might have been maybe a potential thing with Cedric Itten. I think what age is it? What age is he?
24.
Exactly what he is. He was born 27th of the 12th, 1996. So he'll be 25 the day after Boxing Day, yeah?
25.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So there you go. I think it was very a potential thing with maybe Cedric Itten. Maybe they thought they could make him a better player, which I've no doubt with our backgrounds that we probably could have. But look, I keep saying it, nobody wants to be nasty or anything like that, but I just don't think, I think he's too slow for me, I think. And I think it might be better, as I said, for both parties that the boy finds his feet somewhere else. Did the Scottish game maybe suit him? Maybe a wee bit too fast for him? I don't know. But again, the Cedric Itten fans out there that think that he could have. As you say, Docs, he might come back to bite us. I hope he does prove us wrong, but me personally, there was more negatives than there was pluses for me, and I would just leave it where it is, to be honest.
If somebody thinks we should have kept Itten, and maybe play them through this and see how we could get. It'd be great to hear from them, Steve, yeah, from a different point of view, yeah.
100%. Get
Yeah,
the phones going.
Give us a ring.
Sorry, Stevie. Sorry.
Yeah, give us a ring on 0141 356 1972. Talking about phones, check your phone, Stevie boy. Check your text messages. Yes, Alan, what's up, mate?
See, my last point is I was listening to the show. I think it was about a fortnight ago. A wee bit too much to think, so I didn't want to come on. But it's a point the Bridgeman made. He was talking about Raman Bajwa. It does STV News. And somebody was speaking to him, and he came on and he says something. I don't know if it was Twitter or what's that other thing? I don't know, but he had it. Now, I'm friends with all that family,
right?
And they've got. I mean, Raman. You've got Raman, you've got Raj, and you've got Manoj. That's the three brothers, and you've got the wee man Da. But I personally know them because I'm only 2 minutes away from the shops, and every one of them, they're all Rangers fans, die-hard Rangers fans. Every one of them, Brisbane.
Nice to know, Al. Nice to know.
Well, thanks for the call, guys. And,
you,
everybody take care. And I'd like to say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, we are the people. We're going for 56.
Go on yourself, pal.
Speak to you soon.
Right, take care, guys. Thanks very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, there's a guy's got hang of the show. You phone in with some points, ask the panel, and you go.
Absolutely.
Nice guy, that nice guy.
That's the way to do it. Can I just
points.
come in on the Itten thing, Ox?
Yes, Pritch.
I couldn't get on there just a second ago. I'm quite a fan. Not a big fan, but I'm quite a fan of Itten. I like the way Itten plays. He just can't get enough time on the pitch. And that's obviously between him and the coaching staff and the manager. Because he has to force his way through. Somewhere along the line, he's got to force his way through. So he might need to be a bit stronger character. I don't know. I don't know if the manager's even looking at him insofar as the game's concerned. I quite like him when it comes on.
So who would you drop, Bridge? Who would you drop when everybody?
I would put him in. I would put him in with like Ruth. I would like to see Itten and Ruth. I like to see Itten and Ruth.
You're dropping Morelos.
No, I'm not dropping anyone. I'm just saying if we got the chance, that's what I would do. I would whenever Ruth's playing or Ruth comes on, whatever. I'm not saying he's going to be a first team player all the time. I quite like him. I agree with what Stevie says, a big chunk of what Stevie says about him. It's sad to think that the boys came and he's never quite. He's scored a couple of goals against Motherwell, and he's played quite well and looked sharp and everything. And then all of a sudden he's out the team. Maybe injured, I don't know, but he's out the team, and that's a bit that you need to get into your team. When you get in, you've got to grab it with both hands and stay there. And he's not done that.
Do you want my honest opinion?
Of course.
Yeah. I've been saying for a while I thought the jury's out, yeah. I think the boss has come back with a decision. Stevie G and the coaching staff, they just don't think he's quite up to it. And we've had a punt and he's been unlucky. The boy, I just don't think he's just quite got it to take us to the next level, personally. Stevie?
I can only agree. I think that might be the case as well. But I've said my personal bit on it, Ox, and I think you might have hit the nail on the head there regarding. I think Stevie G's looked at him now, and let's be honest, our strikers, Morelos and Ruth, and then you're probably talking Sakala after Ruth, and I think he'd be doing the pecking order after that. Although Sakala's not really had a lot of game time himself, but I think that's how it was unfolding, you know. So I think you're totally right there, Ox. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I just think he's kind of fell out of favour with him. No, that's how it is, I think. But see that last caller, I'd like to thank him for taking us down memory lane, me and Bridge especially. We've been two drum chattel boys, because we used to be in Manodgies, didn't we, Bridge? So,
Aye, I loved him,
He's
by
not.
the way. I
He's
loved
going
him.
to run him in odds you too. You.
I loved him. It was my week.
They couldn't get Bridge to pay the other 51 of the year.
That was brilliant. Aye, that was brilliant. I'm running a wee Minotti. One a week. Aye. My mother used to say, "You need to pay me." Huh? I'm only at school. How can I pay you?
They were rife in the drum, Bridge. They were rife in
Oh,
the
they were
drum.
everywhere, mate. They were everywhere. That was your. It was a credit unions. It was a Ford bearer to that, wasn't it? I suppose in some respects, yeah. He's trying to help people.
Oh,
You know, I think being joined by Mal. How we doing, Mal?
Hey, Bob. Sorry, Rance. Sorry. I couldn't find
No, you're all right. What's on your mind, mate?
I've just, really the voice said, said again, going out alone.
Aye, all right. We've touched on it already, but because it's you, Mal, we'll let Big Stevie come in and give you his thoughts on you. Go, big man.
Cedric Eaton.
Yes.
I think we've already kind of cleared that up. But, the boys, he's got everybody's best wishes. I hope he hits the ground running. I hope he comes back and proves us wrong. But I just can't see it. My personal thing on it is, look, again, if you're a Cedric Eaton fan, you're going to argue the point, did he really get a chance to do enough game time and all the rest of it? But what I've seen in Cedric Eaton, just my personal opinion, I don't think he's making the grade at Rangers. And to be honest, when you look at our strikers, you're going to drop Morelos and Roof to bring Atton on, and then you've got Sakala and it goes on. So to me, the boys just fell out of favour. He needs games under his belt and maybe bring the potential on that the Rangers management team probably thought that he had done him. So maybe he's going to prove his wrong. He's going to the Bundesliga. If he can do it in that league, that's a top league. So let's hope he can prove us all wrong.
What's your thoughts, Mal?
Well, I pretty much agree with what the boy said there. I mean, I would like to give the boy a chance. I mean, he's all right. He's come in. He's not started many games. He's scored a few goals. He's got a habit of scoring against Motherwell, for example. But hopefully he goes all on to the German team. When he comes back and proves his wrong, and he comes back in and scores a few goals. So you never know.
My gut feeling, and I'll take this to Bridge, I think it's the beginning of the end for Cedric at our club. I think he'll eventually go. He might, if he doesn't go when this deal's completed, I think he'll move on. Personally, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. The way things are, the way it's turned out, and I'm a bit sad for him for that. But apparently, it's going to be a wee bit that picked up. He's away over there now, a 12-month loan, but it can be recalled for in 6 months.
Christmas, Christmas.
Yeah, and that's if the Rangers want it. But I think also at the other end, they've got first refusal. If they want to buy him, the Rangers will probably sell him on. That's what may probably happen to him. That's probably what happened to him.
Yeah, I think when you're trying to build a squad, you're going to have hits and misses, and maybe he's neither. If we're being honest, some people would maybe say he didn't have enough starts, Mal, but I never seen enough of him. I think he lacked a bit. He lacked a bit, maybe control, maybe pace, maybe physique, maybe heart. But he wasn't the worst we've ever seen,
I agree with what you're saying, mate. As you say, he's one of the players you wanted to see him do well, but he couldn't do it, if you know what I mean. But I like the guy. He just could do it. When he got a chance, all right, he scored a couple of goals, fair enough, but it just was there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in the league last year, he only started 5 games. But he'll still be remembered fondly because he was part of the squad at 155, Mal.
That's it, exactly, mate. Like you say, he'll always be remembered. As I say, he scored a few goals. For some reason, he happened to score against Motherwell. It's just good. As you say, boys, the way remembered. Aye, hello.
Mal, big Stevie here for the drum. Do you think he was a kind of Stevie Thompson-esque player? It was like Stevie Thompson a wee bit, no great with pace. But
I get your point, mate. Well, I was on the reserves for you there, and I can similarise him to, you remember Eddie Wanderson?
aye.
Aye, I know what you're saying, kind of similar thing, Stevie Thompson, Eric Bow. I get your point. Aye,
Somebody Andre Flo springs to mind as well, you know.
Who was that? Sorry, Phil.
So I'm just saying, kind of Tory Andre Flo as well, you know.
Aye, exactly, mate. Aye.
Well, no blessed with pace, but no, never the net was.
Aye, exactly. He put the ball in the net now and again when needed. So
Let's put it in context. I know he only started 10 games, but he was involved in 41, and scored 6 goals, You know, so it wasn't prolific, but people will argue he didn't have a lot of starts. That's what they will argue, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the argument with him. You know, they'll say he never got a chance, he didn't get enough game time, and that's where the argument's going to be. That's going to be the no man's land with him, you know. But look,
as I say,
I wish them all the best.
Anything else on your mind, Mal?
Just still celebrating Sunday's result. Get it right in there.
Yes, there's some people take it to extremes. Is that right, Mr. McPherson?
Oh dear. Yes, guilty. Was charged, yes. I'm not joking, man. I had cramp on Sunday night, man. I had cramp, guys. I was doing the bounces still at 12 o'clock at night. Unbelievable.
Did the trainers come on for you, pal? Did you get the trainer on?
Oh, Myra Hanley had to put me in the deck and straighten my leg out. Honestly, unbelievable.
That'd have been fun. Did she take photos? No.
Unreal. Keep it clean now. It's still a family show now,
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you getting nursed. You getting nursed is enough.
She's a lovely lady. She's got a lot to put up with.
Oh dear. Yous are all trying to get me into bother. That's what yous are trying to do. Listen, I'm the Mal, by the way. Can you imagine the shoes, the other fit guys with this break, this international rubbish I don't like at all. Can you imagine that the shoes, the other fit, how we'd be feeling in there? So lap it up, watch it again and again, and just be thankful our boys put 100% into that game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yes, we're all feeling it. That's a nice touch by Fox. Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And where did you sell them? and where did you celebrate, Mal, if you don't mind me asking?
I celebrated in my wee flat now. I watched it in Sky Sports as a wee private celebration. I was
brilliant.
Did you enjoy it? Oh, brilliant. Can I just say, well done to Robbie McCrory. Outstanding for that wee boy.
Here. Well said, Stevie.
Sorry, I didn't catch that there.
We said, well done, Robbie McCrory.
Oh, unbelievable. As I said earlier, Mal, the boy did not look out of place, even in a European game. And he was asked today, dealt with it. And let's be honest, when the Thiago fella was through, it was very like McGregor's save, won it with his leg. You know, he's learning. Maybe he's learning, you know, go to the dive to the left and get the leg out to the right, you know. Well, we all know the song, but we can't sing.
You can something, it reminds me years ago when Griggsy went out on one, and McCrory reminds me, because beside the Griggsy on one, I think it was the likes of Dunfermline, I think it was. Dunfermline, I guess a couple of hymns. Wee Robbie, he reminds me, I think he's going to be a couple of years, he's going to be our number one.
Well, put it this way, it doesn't matter what he does in his career, and I wish him all the best, and I hope you could be right there, Mal. But he'll never be forgotten in Rangers history. He came in, and the European title disappears, Stevie, but when you do a job in an Old Firm game, you're always remembered, didn't you?
100%.
Exactly.
Actually, I tend to agree with Mal. I see in a couple of seasons' time that McCrory will eventually be our number one. if it stays. As Alex said there, that's a high feeling for him. That's probably the best game of football he's ever played, given the occasion. A masterful display by a young man. Superb. Really, really popular. Very popular young lad.
Here. Anything else on your mind, Mal, before we bring in some more callers?
Just to say hello to my fellow Rangers fans, and hopefully we'll win the league again this year. And just to say, bring on and good luck to the season, and just happy days, basically.
Here, mate. Here. Really nice to hear from you again, mate. You take it easy and don't be frightened to phone in any time, especially in the next couple of weeks when we've no Rangers news. It's always good to hear from good people, mate.
Cheers, Bill. Thanks very much. Cheers, mate.
You take care and look after yourself.
Right. Cheers, thanks.
Cheers, Bill. Thanks, mate.
Listen, we've got some lovely callers phoning in tonight. Shame the panel and a couple of hooligans.
What?
That's
shocking thing to say, by the
Welcome to the O2 messaging service.
Oh dear. What did I say?
Couple of hooligans. Or are you just talking about Big Stevie for the drum?
No. I had him as number 2.
Oh, right, okay. Excuse me.
Oh dear. We've got to laugh, haven't we? We've got to laugh.
Takes up a certain big campaigner, right? Telling me, Sky TV makes a change for, what do you call that, crime programme at night? What did you call that?
Crime Watch.
Crime Watch, aye. I got a text saying Sky Telly makes a change for Crime Watch. And you're just playing right into their hands with that pattern, by the way. You're out of order. Bridgeman's right. That is shocking.
He is a shocker. What's this really?
Stevie, I asked this question last night. Did you see the thing on Twitter with the wee boy on the guy's shoulders in the game? Did you see that?
I know the big boy personally, Big Ryan Rushford.
Right.
I know the boy.
What a picture that was, wasn't it?
Oh, totally and utter passion. Big Ryan Foley's the Rangers far and wide, by the way. A blue rose, him and his big boys. So absolutely fantastic. That's what Rangers is about. It's about family. It's about passion. It's unbelievable, by the way. And best of luck to the two of them. They deserve that photo. That should be a canvas above their fireplace. That is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
I feel as if we're balanced up here. We've been joined by one of life's gentlemen, Alec from Wishaw. How are we doing, Alec?
Oh, good evening, Oak, sir. Good evening, Bridgeman. Stevie, how are we doing, lads?
Hello, Alex from Wishaw. Give us a song, pal. You give us my
That was the song. What was that?
I don't know what's singing on Saturday. That's enough fun.
I bet you did, pal.
You know what I mean? Sunday.
Aye, well, Sunday, aye. I just say to folks, I'll not say what time I get it.
Come on, then.
Oh, absolutely delighted, man. What a performance, man.
What time did you get in it? We all want to know.
He doesn't know either.
Make us feel better.
Couldn't get a taxi, put it that way. End up walking up the road, man. Honestly, I must have been bouncing off the street, honestly. Folk must go there, Alex, just buy for the game.
Brilliant.
3 days later.
Alec, we really value your opinion, if you can remember.
I phoned the wife up. I said, "You coming to pick me up?" And she's like, "I've been drinking gin, watching the game, and that was me snicker, you know." Aye, it was all right at the game. Oh, brilliant, man. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Give us your thoughts, mate.
Some atmosphere, Alec.
I've got to say, what do you call it, Big Ball again, right? As we're all getting into the game, everybody was just saying, when the team get ready, young Robbie and that, then with Big Balogun playing right back, you're thinking, oh, I've always played there before. Let's not be kidded, right? And all the bump that they had, what they were going to be doing a lot, as Big Stevie says, Big Balogun just gave you a performance there, the art of defending. It was absolutely out of this world, man. That's what you do. You time all your tackles and you don't jump in. And he got a wee Japanese guy in his back pocket. What a performance. Okay, it never broke forward quite a lot, but the point was that was his game. Just to do the defending. And by God, did he do that. And young goalkeeper, man, you've got to give him credit and all. Fantastic, right out of the park. I thought the first half in that was kind of even Steven, to be quite truthful. Then we took, what do you call it, control. Stevie Davis, for God's sake, 36 years of age, by the way. That's how you play midfield. That young Turnbull and all these guys out this way. They're not even anywhere near that guy. Any of them. That McGregor, a full lot of them.
For 25 minutes, Alec, maybe half an hour, he put on a masterclass, didn't he?
Aye. Oh, Christ, man. Absolutely fantastic. And a big, what do you call it, to the support. Oh, God almighty. I thought the roof was going to come off in that goal went in. I'm bouncing up and down there, by the way, doing that bouncy. Honest to Christ. I don't know how fit I'm on, but see, the next day, I was absolutely knackered. That's me just coming to now.
I'll pass you to a bouncy expert, Stevie.
Oh, Alec, I had Claire, I hadn't had me the flare. Honestly, I had cramp. 12 o'clock Sunday night into the Monday. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Alec, did you hear Big Balogun's interview, Alec, when he says we were given videos to study. So obviously he was given a video with Thiago to look at what way he cuts in, what's he going to do. He says, but also he's played at a good level, he says, and I kind of knew within myself what I had to do. But can I tell you something? I don't think you'll ever see a better performance than that. He'll know of a better performance at right back again. Like, that was unbelievable. The big man was outstanding. I said to the boy next to me, Alec, the law of averages is telling us this boy's going to get the better of Balogun once in this game. Can I tell you something? How wrong was that? The big man was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. And I was like you, Alec. I was worried at the start of the game. I went, oh no. Ross, right, the boy McCrory, then Big Balogun. Big Balogun's up against this wee guy. How's that going to pan out? You know, I was a bit worried about it myself, but I'll tell you what, fair play to the big man. Every bit of my words. Unbelievable. What a performance.
Sort your phone. Alec, it was a great performance. I think everybody around about the ground was a bit concerned when they seen the team and the two guys that maybe obviously Robbie playing for making his Old Firm debut and Balogun moving to right back. But it's not the greatest time for us. He's done okay in some games, but the game was concerned. But they two guys, they grabbed it, their chance.
Oh, without a doubt. But the full defence and all, I've been on Big Bonner's back last week. Well, even knowing about they're going to transfer him and that for somebody to sell. I've got to admit, he played his bit as well. Big Connor Goldson and that. But it was all the hype. Everybody was just kind of fed up with all this hype about that mob, man. Everywhere you were reading about it, and I was just fed up. But the Rangers' performance is just up to it. We were a bit up and down. But there you go. When it was right on, we just went on there and done the business. And it was absolutely terrific. And fair dues to Gary McAllister and all. Fantastic performance in it. And that's the level we need to play at. I know sometimes we just can't get there, but that is what it's about. If Philmore and Ryan Kent and all, everybody knew that he was carrying an injury or he was after COVID, it was one of the two, but he done his bit as well. Morelos, he rummels him up. That would Starfelt, man, honest to Christ, he didn't know it. Something that was like a rugby tackle on him at one time, and then he's claiming to the referee they were nothing wrong, but with them all over the place. The second half was all. In fact, I thought we'd go to score another couple of goals, to be quite truthful, but one does it against them, by the way. Honest to God, man. See when that header went in, I've been seeing many an Old Firm game and that, over the years I followed up, but I thought the roof of that ground was going to come off. Absolutely fantastic.
It was indeed. But Alan, you're talking about the fouling by the Celtic defence, and I thought they were dreadful. I thought there was so much body checking and pulling, arms round the players and pulling them down. pulling back, and a handful of jersey, and the referee's standing there and watching it. And I don't understand why the referee never gave half the free kicks. I don't understand it. But then again, we know who he is.
Aye, he's got a good record. He's refereed 2 of the games, I think, and we've won the last 2.
So they couldn't beat us even with their own referee. There you go.
Aye.
But you're right enough, Bridgeman. They've got some record against them now. The tide is obviously turned now, and they can kid them out the way they want. That's so sorted them right out. And this one, they were right eager and desperate for it again there. They thought it was only to turning up there on Sunday and beating Rangers, and tell you one thing, they're away crawling under their cave and all that again. Just a pity the international breaks came now. But we can laugh it up. We've got 2 weeks of laughing at them. I'll tell you one thing, they can kid themselves on in that. For them to beat us, they'll need to be 100%. And they're up and down the now. I'm not caring a monkey's who they bring in and who they sell. Rangers, there you go, right surprising. We've not really, what do you call it, let any players away. Well, I heard there about, what do you call it, Big Hitting. Which, I've got mixed things about the big guy, you know, because I thought he could have probably get more game time and that. But I've got to agree with what you're saying and all, Sarah, about that. I don't think Stevie Gerrard really did fancy him at the end up and that. So maybe getting out there, I hope I'm proved wrong, he can come back a better player, isn't that? But that's what I feel about it.
Listen, no, all your signings are going to work out, and he seemed a decent lad, and I wish him no ill, mate. I'm only critiquing what I see. Some people see pretty different. I mean, I know speaking to Southside, he feels he's not been given enough time, game time, you know. But everybody sees it slightly different, Alec, you know.
I know, you're right. But the times he did come on and that, you know, against Motherwell, he scored some vital goals and that. The big guy, I think it was the system that were played probably didn't suit him. Then who are you going to leave out, you know? If you're going to play Roof up there, and if you play him, you're leaving Morelos out. You're not going to leave Morelos out. Let's be quite truthful. He's going to be the number one in that. So you've got young Wright that can come in there and play. You've got the fashion boy now and all. We'll still to see what he's all about, right enough. Well, that's what it's about, you know.
I'm glad you mentioned him, Alec. I mean, obviously, he was to get about 15 minutes, Fashion Sakala, if that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we've still not seen enough of him to judge you.
Oh, definitely no. I just felt that one time with Stevie Davis when he took the ball off of that Sorrell, and what a ball, wasn't it? He put it through for him, you know, and it was a bit laboured there, I thought, you know. Maybe it was because he was on loan the 15 minutes. It took him a while to get adjusted into that. That's not, let's be quite truthful, that's not an easy game to come on to, no matter who you are. It's bad enough that you come in as a substitute, by the way. The pace of the game would absolutely take you back. So you've got to give him a bit of leeway of that. But he could be the answer. But I'm quite happy we've managed to keep the majority of the players here, because we definitely thought they were going to be somebody to be sold. That's how I was on with Big Bonner. I thought he'd have went, and that was my choice out of a lot of them. There you go. We've managed to keep him as well now. So we've got the nucleus of the team in that again that won the championship. So that's absolutely brilliant. Here's hope, what do you call it, we can escape all injuries and that COVID. You can see what that COVID does. That was the first time we really hit with it. A lot of teams have had it in there. That was your chance of getting it. And it just absolutely knocks you for 10 with players. We didn't even know, according to Gary McAllister, right up to the kick-off and that, or not the kick-off, but the day of the game and that, they weren't too sure who was going to be available. So it's fair credit to them for us sticking together. And that's the Rangers we'll support. That's the Rangers we want to see at a level. Maybe not win every game, but see if you can with effort like that and show the fans that you want to play, we're all happy that way.
Yeah. Well, we know that obviously with a lull and we were a wee bit low. We felt, I think even Gary McAllister said it. I'll go to Stevie and then I'll come back to you, Alec, that they felt it was a tie we should have won against Malmo. So we were on a wee bit of a low after such a high. But now it's time to part that. It's gone, and we look forward now. We've got European ties coming against some decent sides at Ibrox. Hopefully we can repeat last season and win the group for obviously to progress in the competition, because we're all about winning. and finance comes into play, Stevie. Yeah?
100%, Ox. It was we were all pretty flat, weren't we, when we get put out with Malmo? Gary McAllister said we thought it was a team we could have maybe beat all the two legs, and get through. But look, as you said, up that up and move on, and we're sitting pretty good where we are now. We've got a few tasty ties coming up in Europa. I'm looking forward to buying the package. I don't know what the prices are on the packages yet, but
maybe discuss that tomorrow evening, mate, once we're all confirmed,
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm in talks with Ibrox. I'm trying to get the pensioner ticket prices put up,
Shocker. Oh, he's a shocker.
You can't go on a bus. You can't go on a bus for one of them, and then you get the game and they're getting in cheaper. It's no right, Stevie. I'm all for equality. But it should be the same.
What a shocker, that man is, Stevie. What a shocker. Alex, don't even talk to him, by the way.
Two sides to every coin. Well, anyway, as we were saying there, Ox, a few tasty ties to look forward to. Ibrox under the lights, Thursday nights there under the lights, and I'll tell you, as Alec was saying about the atmosphere there, if we can go on a wee run, get into the games, by the way, we'll do all right. I fancy us anyway. I really do. I fancy us big time to get through that anyway, that group. Leon, aye. Can we do them? Especially Ibrox, I think we could. Away from home, I'd be happy with a draw against them. But the other teams, I'd be pretty happy.
Right, Alex.
Yep.
Alex, obviously you're right. You mentioned them, but we'll come back. But we're 1 point by where we were behind. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1 point for where we were this time last season. Let's go on a run now and let's see what it takes us. It's all about getting that level of consistency. Yeah.
Well, that's as you say, we can't get back. We're parked the bus on that. That was a wee bit of kind of that knocked the confidence out the team a wee bit, that result. But that's it now. That result there on Sunday has definitely gave everybody a lift. The fans has gave us a lift and all. I'm looking forward to Europe. Always there enough in it. The Europa, let's be quite truthful, we're probably Europa side. I'm already booked up. That's me. I'm booked up for Denmark. That's us. There's plenty of us going now, so that's one. That's a trip now anyway. So
how are you going to get him to Denmark when you can't get him to Ibrox?
That's a good question, Bridge. That's a good question. But I can assure you, I'll be probably the same state in Denmark as I was in Wishy.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
You'll be bringing home the bacon, Bridge. You'll be bringing home the
bacon, the Danish.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Obviously, you mentioned the three guys that turned it for me. The guys who were consistent was McCrory and Balogun. I thought Stephen Davis didn't have the greatest first half, but I think between him, Joe, and Glenn Kamara, that first 20, 25, 30 minutes of the second half, some of the skills that Kamara out in that left-hand touchline when he had them turning left, right, and didn't know where they were going. Joe Rebo, when they started, him and Davis and Kamara started pinging that ball, he had them chasing shadows, Alex, wasn't it? And you're just saying, we need a goal, we're playing well, we need a goal.
Oh, Kamara. The guys were all class. They didn't get away from it. Big Rebo and that. A couple of girls sat around about where I sit and that, it was like that. We call him Spider Feet. Christ, they were killing us so laughing. Oh, big Rebo. Unbelievable, man. He puts in mind as if he's a giraffe, right? You know, a giraffe goes right down in the lungs and they're on the ground. And the next thing, you try to get them and they just this elastic band. And they just move away from you. With the big legs, man. The talent that boy's got's unbelievable. Oh, well pleased. Just well pleased with the full result, the full day. And I'm always proud to be a Rangers supporter, but I'll tell you what, I took it to another level on Sunday there. Well done.
Ox.
Yes, mate.
Do you know, I think, this is my thinking, I think Gary McAllister said to the three of them something at half time, because they came out with a different attitude for me. They came out for the 45 to the 75. They totally utterly dominated that game. I think they were a bit cagey in the first half. And I think Gary McAllister said something to the three of them. Come on, guys. Let's all use are better than them. Get out there and do what you do. I think something was said to them because they came out with a different attitude. And see the tackling out the three of them today. You watch the game again, you watch Glenn Kamara, Steve Davis tackling. The way they were getting in. It's as if somebody said something to the three of them. And by the way, outstanding. Stephen Davis held this guy in the park. Outstanding. Outstanding, by the way. You can't know the boy's experience is just he's reading of the game. It's just man.
Steve, when he gets his player of the season this year, he'll get his bus pass way, you know what I mean?
Ulster, I just get a text through there. If Alex looking for a taxi to Denmark, there's a boy here I know will take him, okay? Get a taxi on a night.
It's not a taxi there, it's a taxi coming back at once.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Well, hope you enjoy your trip. I don't doubt it for a moment you will, Alex. But great that you enjoyed your weekend. And how were the young team, mate? How were the young team?
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. The bus is absolutely bouncing, right? It's usually a double-decker, but they put 2 50-seaters on. So with the first bus, they call that the Bible bus, because that's kind of quiet the people that's want to get in there and just sit and enjoy the game. The second bus, I go in because my boys is on it and all. That's my excuse. And that's the one that really takes off. I just love that kind of pattern, man. Honest to God, that young team. Just love it, man. Just
so once I'd helped these two on the Bible bus, I would come and join you on the other one.
Listen to that.
Can't he beat it? Can't he beat it? The young ones, man, it's just good luck to them, baby.
Alex, you're turning the clock back to your youth. That's what you're doing, pal. And get
that's
right
it,
in
Bridge,
there.
man, honestly. That's it. You get in there, but and one thing about them and that, I'll give them their due. They'll look after you and that and all. Give them their due. I know they're young and they're carry on and that, but they always keep an eye on you and that. So everything went great. No problems. Back to the pub. The pub was bouncing. All the folk had been there watching the game, and that was it. We had a right good night. It's a bank holiday for some of them anyway, so good luck.
Just
great
can't
result.
beat that. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it, Bridge, man. Seriously, can't beat it.
Fantastic, fantastic. Right, lads, for time. Aye, that'll do us. Get yourself in mute, because we're going to have a tune.
Team of all. We support the Glasgow Rangers, do not Ibrox is the place, and we will follow in the championship race. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. It's true, the magic boys in blue are the best team in the land. You've got to queue and govern to get a ticket for the stand. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. We've spent a lot of money on great players, yes, that's true. But the Rangers fans deserve the best from the boys in royal blue. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. The story, it was dismal, full of gloom. Now we're building an extension for the Ibrox Trophy room. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. In Europe, we'll be travelling by land and sea and plain. The Teddy Bears have got the Bears and we're on the march again. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue have just magic on the ball. The Glasgow Rangers football team's the greatest team of all. Yes, it's true, the boys in blue.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
I know a household that song's very popular in.
Yeah,
And
better
I've just sat
believe it
down
all.
I'll tell you, it's true, the boys in blue are just magic on the ball. Love it. Love it.
Oh dear, whenever I got that video last year. Brilliant. Brilliant. All right, come and join us. 0141 356 1972. Come in, speak to Bridgeman, Big Stevie, and Alex Wishaw, who's joined us, who's always welcome on here. One of life's good guys. Well, even though his wife's not saying that at the moment, but that's another story. Aye, great day, great performance, great time had by all. Enjoyed it myself. Enjoyed meeting. Always enjoy meeting friends, family, and our fellow Bears. Just I think it was because Stevie we felt as if we'd been dealt a few bad cards. You could see it galvanising the support a wee bit as the game went on.
Aye. Again, I get back to the media hype. You say it in this show, and nearly every show. Don't listen to the media. Wait till it's official. And the media built them up to be world beaters again. And they even believed the media hype. You know, they were living in their own world. And we were a wee bit, they've got a few, that wee Japanese boy, Kiago, looks good, and the Bada, whatever he's called, the Israeli boy, you know, and we did have a few worries getting into the game when we never started the season the way we wanted. But listen, once we get going, the battle fever, we're in the stadium, the atmosphere, the card display, get everybody going, and the music earlier, everything was just bang on, and the team rolled their sleeves up, and they did. And again, and I get back to what I said about the midfield. Definitely something gets said to these three boys. Come on, get a grip of this game, take it with a scruff of the neck, and they did. For 45 to 75, they were outstanding. And aye, we did have a few worries getting into it, Ox, but we overcame. Adapt and overcome.
Here. You're not going to have a perfect season. You've got to have bumps along the road. It's how you react, Alex. Huh?
Absolutely, Ox, and they certainly reacted there on Sunday. Aye, you're right enough what Big Stevie saying there about all the hype. You just couldn't hear. You know, everywhere you went, that's all you got. Especially Celtic fans, they were right excited about it. But let's be quite truthful. Who they'd beat previously, two teams that just came up for promotion and that. And they were getting carried away with their own hype. This guy, Ange Ball, what he's going to do, you know, this part, well, they get fun out. Once Rangers started getting their foot on the ball and that, they were definitely, as I say, they probably could have scored maybe more than one goal at the end up and that, but we'll take that all day long. But Stevie Davis, man, God almighty, man, absolutely fantastic footballer. I just hope he can go on and go on.
Alex Wishaw, what does Ange Ball actually mean to you?
You lose 5 games at the end of August.
I've said before, I've not got a clue. Right? My brother stays out in Australia, and what do you call it, when it came at the beginning, poor David phoned me up and I told him, I says, that's Celtic get the new manager. And he's like, I says, some Ange guy. And your David's like, he says, oh, that's him, it was the manager of the national team in out to Japan. And that was his worst to me. He says, Alex, see attack, they attack, defend. They've not got a clue. He says, I'll tell you why. He says, I'll bet the job by Christmas. And that's the way back when he was just in the job a week. That's your Davy, like, you know. He says, I'll bet the job by Christmas.
If he keeps going by the way he's going, by the end of September, he'll have lost 10 games. I hope he does keep going the way he's going. You know?
Well, there you go. And that's they say it's just attacking football and that, but he's not very good, what you call it, defensive side. So we'll wait and see.
As I said last night, Alex, it's nearly 200 minutes since he scored the goal.
Aye. There you go. And by the way, let's be quite truthful. Young Robin never can get. The only save he made was for that stupid turnbull, what do you call it, a free kick, and that wasn't even a shot. That's the only shot I think he had.
The one with his legs. The one with his legs.
Oh, the one with the legs, sorry, when the wee Jack went through and that. But yeah. No, that's fine. I'll agree with that. But apart from that, you don't see many Old Firm games like that. The goalkeeper's never been tested, do you?
No. Apart from the last one when we never, Ibrox New Year, we never had a shot at goal and 1-1-0.
I won the game, aye.
Anyway, we'll be joined by Kenny.
Good evening, Alex. I'm doing great, mate. I'm very happy. Good evening, Brisbane, Stevie and Alex.
Good evening, Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
11 Warriors on Sunday. That's the way I described it. But none of that, these two, Celtic game and the game before it, like I said last week, are adversity. Now, was that not a big reminder in the 1990s, Walter Smith? Many times did we have to do that against them or other teams? Injuries, flus, whatever. And that's where it reminded me. I mean, it was like boxing, pointing me that one. They slightly edged it in the first half, I would say. Maybe just slightly edged it. But here it was rope-a-dope. They came out in the second half, you bump, you know, and that's the way I've seen that game.
I think this new squad of players are making their own history. The Stevie G era. Obviously, we're into his fourth season now, and his record in All Firm games, considering where we started when he came in, is fantastic. Stevie, then Alex, then Bridge.
Unbelievable, Ox. Unbelievable. And I don't know how many times we've said it on this show, the turning point for us all was the cup final. That is the most one-sided cup final you'll ever see in your life. We just couldn't get the ball in the poke. We missed penalties. The big keeper, the ball hit him here, there. They knew nothing about it and they made it out as if he was some kind of wall and all this crap. But that was the telltale signs that everything was shifting our way. And we haven't looked back since that cup final. We definitely haven't. I mean, we've given them some downs. No, the last game we played them, we beat them 4-1. You know what I mean? I just think they live in their own world. They've signed a few players now. Now they're going to be world beaters again, and the media is going to say that's them got as strong a squad as what we have now. But they've not got the heart and the desire. As Kenny said there, it was 11 Warriors on the park, and they rolled their sleeves up. We were without our manager, our captain, and our number one goalkeeper. You take that out of their team on Sunday. You know what I mean? The bottom line for me is Celtic have got a long way to catch us, but the media here hype them up and get them even believing the rubbish that the media are saying. They actually believe it, the hype themselves. And we need to stop falling into the... We shouldn't be worried. We shouldn't listen to the media. I've said it on this show all the time. Listen to Rangers outlets. You've got Rangers Radio here, a cracking platform for the Bears. You've got Ibrox Radio and stuff like that there. You've got CJ Novo and all the rest of the guys. You know, the bottom line is we need to stop listening to the media in this country. They try to hype that Celtic team up to be something they're not, and they'll get fun out, and now they're back under their rock again. But what a record Stevie G's got against them now. I mean, that's what, 7 games? It's the League Cup final?
No, it's 2 years in the league. If you take league matches, mate, we've played 4 times the first season, obviously 2 the second, and 4 times last year and 1 this year. 11. I think there's been 1 draw They've won 3 and we've won, is it 7? 8 maybe. Yeah. We beat them twice in the first season, once in the next season, and then in the third season we beat them 3 or 4, yeah. So in the league. Yeah. And then this season, so 7. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Where's Portbear when you stats, eh? Where's Portbear when you do stats?
I know, he's always good for something. But he's done it. Alex, then Bridgman.
Oh, he's done absolutely remarkable. Fake him in that door. Totally changed the full team. Got the players in. Okay, it took a wee while to get there, a couple of years and that. But look at the difference. Look at it. We were all, before he came in, that you were playing them and you were like, just get in because you love the club. But you're looking at through your fingers, by the way. Let's be quite truthful about it when we're playing them. No, it's the other way about. And it's right enough. They get carried away. They get a couple of results and they think that. We're a history-making team. Last year winning that 55, by the way, that guy just totally collapsed all that full Celtic football team. You've seen who the lowest managers, executives, the full lot. It's a complete wipeout. And they brought this guy in, whether he was in the initial candidate for the job or no. The thing is, they've brought him in, and this is him. They're trying to tell us now they're going to be doing this and doing that. Well, that was it. They get fun out there on Sunday, and they know now Rangers is there, and they'll always be there. And bar we call a hiccup, they'll no beat us. That's how I see it.
Bridgman?
Yeah, the comments of the guys is absolutely fantastic. I'll say this and add to it by saying this. This guy, Angie Balls, or whatever his name is, this guy is now the fourth manager that Stephen Gerrard has beaten who managed Celtic. He's only been here just over 3 years and he's beaten teams run by 4 different managers. And I can't say, how can people not see that? I mean, how come they don't, somehow or other, they downplay everything Rangers are doing, and obviously they pep up everything they're doing, and it's not there. It is just not there. I don't see it anyway. I've been watching Rangers Celtic since I was a wee kid, and I just don't see it. In all these years, I don't see it. This is terrible what's happening to them. In that sense, I'm quite happy, and I hope and I really do hope Celtic listen to me. Keep Joe Hart. Don't change him. He's brilliant. Keep him.
I will see, mate. Obviously, it's all about where we go next, Kenny. We'll go to...
Well, this is that, I mean, the next game, St Johnstone away, we already have one for the Scottish Cup defeat. Go to win that game and try and get a wee run together. I mean, we've got 2 home games going up left or right in the league. And they'll be away. I don't know what their games are, but I think maybe Libby's one who's got a bad record now. But we've got to try and get a wee run together here, and maybe on an 8, 9, 10 game run. You're right what you said, man. The media, I don't listen to the mainstream media. I don't buy I stopped buying newspapers years ago. I listen to guys like yourself, CJ and Nova and all that. I don't listen to any. The only time I watch them is when they get beat. That's my great enjoyment. When we beat them, and I was late into Sunday night, sitting watching their faces tripping. I love it, That's my big turn-on when they get beat, I don't buy the papers. I don't listen to BBC. I don't even watch the highlights at BBC. I've got no time for that BBC whatsoever. STV, not much time for them either. I stick to Rangers stuff, and guys that have got Rangers at heart like myself. But their stuff, this Ange Ball, well, according to that Snipes, that Big Alex said, he called himself Ange Ball. Is that right? Did I hear right? Because they're a bit of hangover last night. He said that
I don't remember yesterday much.
I'm sure. I was sitting in an ice pack when he was listening to this last night. I'm sure he said that he actually started calling himself it. He was manager of some team over at Victoria. I can't actually remember.
Oh, I see. He coined the phrase, yeah.
He gave himself that phrase, Ange Ball. He wasn't the fans that gave him it.
Yeah. It's like when you see the T-shirt, Big Stevie, the world's greatest lover,
By the way, here's a question. Sorry, here's a question, please. I've been really thinking about this one today. Seeing Rangers' history, what is the longest we went against them without getting beat? Then he's known it.
Oh,
what's the longest run you've had without your feet, or even taking a draw in here, just not getting beat?
I think it was 12 games.
I need to take it. Obviously,
I think it was 12 games.
12 games, Ali, aye.
I think so.
Half year,
how far back you gone with it?
60s.
60s, that's before my time. Before my time.
We play 4 times a year now, yeah.
Fox
says the longest we went in our history, no getting beat to them, was 1872 to 1888.
I just caught that one.
That's a brilliant start, isn't it? That's an absolutely superb start.
That's really good. No, but I'd like to know that. So it was the 60s, Alec, eh?
I'm sure I read that. I'm sure I read it was 12 games in the 60s, 12 Old Firm games. I might be mistaken now, but...
No, they would all be replays. There was a lot of cup replays in among that, like Glasgow Cup, League Cup,
there would have been.
There was a couple of seasons when it just seemed to be Rangers Celtic, and then midweek Rangers Celtic, and then back out in the next game. And that's the way it went. So you could easily have God knows what as well, but in a couple of seasons you could easily knock up a dozen games playing against them. And I hope we won. I can't remember, but I don't think we won every one of them, but we could have.
Did Baxter know a great record against them, Bridgeman?
I think so, pal. I don't remember him. I don't remember Baxter losing against them. And memories fade, I don't remember Baxter ever losing against Celtic.
I don't think he ever did, because that was all seen with Baxter, wasn't it? All the Celtic, what do you call it, supporters' wives loved them. Because they were always saying at half time. Every time he looked up, the Celtic end was empty.
I know, I remember when I was 14, 15, Baxter was still the talk of the town, and a lot of the Celtic fans that I knew, they absolutely hated him with a vengeance, simply because he was too good, and they struggled. They really struggled against the Rangers when Baxter was playing. That's what Baxter was to Rangers. Baxter beat Celtic, as simple as that. And we used to say he's some team. He is some team. Jim Baxter, some team to be the one man, because he seemed to be able to do it all himself. Fantastic. What a player. I can't tell anyone getting emotional.
We'll see him. Gives a wee bit of time over the next week or so, Kenny. We might be able to sort that one out for you, yeah?
I'd love to know. I'd love to know that, man. But I think, we've got a real psychological edge here. They're talking, you get back, Gerrard's record's tremendous, but even get back to his first Old Firm game at Parkhead that day. We got robbed that day, they call him. It was a free kick to Rangers, right? And he gives them an advantage to give them the partner scores against the Royal player at the time.
And then also the one later on that season when Tav made the back pass when we're playing with 10 men, we pounded them. We lost the game.
With 10 men, that's right. But we'd won the New Year game in between that. But that game with 10 men, Kent scored. We were playing, it was just a bad pass back with Tav that day, and it cost us. But his record against them, that cup final a couple of years back, me and my daughter, never had a ticket. We were in the pub watching it, and it was, my daughter was great, and we couldn't believe they'd lost that game. And it was, but the one thing I did say to her after that was, they'll never, ever be so lucky again. That's like we were 2 years nearly down the line.
See, when you look back, was the 9-in-a-row team, the 92-93 season, we used to have them beating the tunnel. They used to look at our team and knew they were beating the tunnel.
But you've got to remember, they were the team that beat us to break with 44-game run that season, mate. Big Nisbet's last game, I think it was after this. I think it was we played Bruges on the Wednesday, I think, maybe, and then we played them on the Saturday and we lost. Without checking that out, Steve, we had need to check that out, but that's from memory.
Sorry, Ox, was it not the last game of the season we lost that year? It was to them at Parkhead 2-1.
We lost again.
I'm sure it was.
I'll check that out. I'll give you the exact dates.
I thought it was the last one we lost in that season because we only won the treble.
No, we won the treble and we had the great run in
Aye.
Europe.
And the great run in Europe was being in the final. But I thought it was the last game we lost against them 2-1 at Parkhead because it was that the game.
It wasn't the last game of the season, but
Was it? You sure?
I'm positive.
Well, you check your
Very
maths.
early a Celtic game, the last game of the season. Very early.
No.
What's the cup game, of course?
But we'll see. I'll just check it out. I'll just check it out for you, Kenny. Yeah?
Aye, okay.
He's too good for you, Kenny. He's too good for you.
But aye, well, listen, Alec, no, the last game of the season we played Falkirk and we played them. We did lose 2-1. I was right. We played Bruges on the Wednesday, Celtic on the Saturday, and we lost 2-1. Yeah.
Great memory, also. Great memory.
So, but was that the Bruges game? I'm trying to remember now. That was the one. Aye, that's his brilliant goal, wasn't it?
That's what scored his goal, and then he's put in a few days later. He played his last competitive game for Rangers, didn't he? A few days later, and he went off after about 20 minutes. There you go. Listen, just a wee bit of announcement for you. Just broke. I know he got it so wrong last week, but he's allowed one a decade, Mr. Fox. Rangers official Twitter. Don't go to bed just yet.
Oh, Bill Boy.
That was on the way, Neil.
Rangers official Twitter.
Can we ask the Fox, did he get a taxi home for the Savoy Sunday night? Okay.
I think he get took home.
Two big guys in blue jackets.
That's my information, mate, that he didn't have to worry about. He took not to his own house, I mean.
He's definitely don't think Bonner's going to go the next hour or so.
I don't think they'd be putting that out as a tweet, mate. If that was we need to find out if Fox.
The game is Sunday. I mean, he was that emotional, and and I've seen that before with players that have been leaving in the past, I hate to lose him, He's a wee bit underwhelming, but he was good on Sunday, they were all good. They gave everything, but I wouldn't like to lose Bonner.
Kenny, I was one of the guys that were saying that Big Bassey deserved to keep the jersey against like Ross County and all that, and the way he was playing, and see there on Sunday when I seen Bonner touching the part and the performance that the guy put in, we actually done the boy a disservice, some of us Rangers fans, really, when we look back, Bonner's a Croatian international. He's not a Croatian internationalist for nothing. The boy's probably been carrying a niggling injury or something. We don't get to tell absolutely every single detail. Stevie Gerrard's know let these cards down all the time. And I just think some of these can be quick off the hook. We're a hard crowd to please. And I just think some of these are too quick to jump in at times with guys like Borna Barisic. Borna Barisic, he's got a wand of left foot, as Bridge would say. And the guy's not a Croatian internationals for nothing. And see, when I seen the pictures of him being emotional and touching the park, I thought, my God, sometimes we have to be careful what we whisper, aren't we? But the bottom line is, it's looking great that the guy's no gone. And I hope he just digs his heels in the trenches and gets on with it now. And
so they are.
And let's just move on forever with the guy, But that announcement for the Fox, that's keeping me up, man. I'm up at 5 in the morning, I know, but I'll not be getting any sleep till this is done.
What time does the window close up here, innit?
11, as far as we know.
Is it 11? Is it? I've still got a bit of time.
Right. Okay. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Cheers, Kenny boy. Thanks for the call, mate.
I'm going to call out, right? Good night. See, before I go, can I say to my daughter Lauren, she's took COVID and she's pretty well right now down in Ayrshire. She's only 25. I'm a wee bit worried about her. I FaceTimed her this morning. Darling, I love you. Get well soon.
All right, all the best to everybody here in Rangers Radio. And obviously, I think it's £100 a day off your dad when you've got COVID, yeah?
She's a daddy's girl, don't worry about it.
He's a shopper, Kenny. He's ready to get you.
Right.
See you later.
Speak to you all later. Right, good night.
Yes. Let's see. It's not far away from anybody's door. Hope she gets well soon. Yeah, puts everything into perspective, Alex, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I had it myself in the family and that, so I know how bad it can be. Here's hoping Kenny's daughter gets better. I'll just pick up what you call it with Stevie just says there. I was one of the ones, Stevie, that was what you call it when Big Bonner's back there. After games and that, you know, I just thought, if I've got to sell somebody, I just thought he'd be the one that would go. Because his performance has definitely dipped. And you're right enough. I don't take any enjoyment out of it at all because he proved me wrong there on Sunday and that. But I was certainly one of the guys. I'm not usually like that with the players because I know it's a hard enough job and all, but it's because the standards that big guy had set, and they were definitely was well below par. And as you're maybe right enough, maybe I knew he was injured before it away at the Euros and that. It's maybe no help to him any. I just felt when I heard all the talk that maybe need to sell a player and that. I was looking around about who did you know want to lose, and I just felt out of the Kemp, Morelos and that. I just thought Kamara. I thought, well, if there's one got to go, it would be the big guy because I thought Bassey was coming. He come in there and certainly cemented his place.
That's a great point you make. I mean, for how many transfer windows is that in a row that we've been hearing for this media that we've got to sell, we need to sell, they need to sell. Who have we sold?
Exactly. Ox. How many times is the media trying to sell Morelos for us? And every time Stevie Gerrard goes, there's no been a bid at all. I think there was 16 million, only one out of all the transfer windows. There's 2 a season, and I think only one bid for Morelos, 16 million, which we knocked back apparently. Again, people argue the point, was that true, was it no? We'll see what's coming for your people. I believe it to be true. And the bottom line for me is, the media here are always trying to unsettle the apple cart for us. They're always trying to sell our players, cause trouble, and it's unbelievable. And that's how Gerrard keeps mentioning, we don't listen to the noise. And all the interviews you'll hear Gary McAllister, we don't listen to the noise. And by the way, and we should all start listening. But Alex, see what you said about Big Bonner there, mate. Me and you should buy the big man a pint when we see him. Because I'm the exact same as you. See, when I see them, tears, and I thought, man, what the hell? You know, I felt a bit guilty myself. So, but that's just us being rain. We want the best for our club, Alex. And at that time, that's how we felt. But I'll tell you, I'm glad he's staying, Alex. You know.
Definitely. I'm glad now, you know. Certainly performance on Sunday and that, but that's the thing. We're a great supporter, and they get away with it. I've said it before, and we're a hard support. This is the thing. They play with that jersey, man. We've got standards set, and once they slip, we're no long in letting the players know. Unfortunately, he was one of them, but you're right enough about all the media and all that. I mean, it's just the forums I listen to. The Rangers Radio, Ibrox Radio, and PD call it Wien Over and all them. I don't listen to that Sry Ferry and all that bloody carry on, man. Two of my tooth for all that. We just want to see the best for the team. And this is all it's about. We bring guys in, we hope they can get off and do us proud. Some find it quite difficult to play, whether it's a Scottish game or what it is. And some guys just can't hack it. And that's fair dues, you know, but I hate what you call it being on any players in that. But I don't take any pleasure out of that at all with Big Bonner and that. And I'm glad he proved me wrong. And you're right enough, Stevie. I'd be the first one to buy the big guy, I think.
Can I ask a question of everybody? Can I just ask a question?
Yes, Bridge, don't make it too hard. If you look to
see our team, we get through our team, not to the forwards or anything like that, but to the midfield. And I would suggest that every single player in each of the positions was the best player on the park in that position. The goalkeeper, yeah, the right back, the two centre halves, and the left back, unbelievably. And what about the midfield? I don't know any of their midfield that were any better than their teams, and not even any as good as, better than. So that's quite something good for a team that was supposed to come and wipe the floor with us. Seriously, I think it's fantastic for Rangers. Hats off to them.
I've got to say, Alec, I accept your point about if you were to say that one of us, if you like, guys with value in them, because, for me, the most consistent player we've got is arguably Stephen Davis. But there's no value in Stephen because he's aging, whatever. Football-wise, the guy's fantastic, but I'm still in the same boat. If you were asking me who had to go, if somebody had to go, and it was a decent offer, it would still be Borna for me. I would want to keep Alfie and Joe and Glenn Kamara, Ryan Kent, etc. But I don't want to lose Borna as we sit today. But if you were asking me to pick in front of all of them as we sit today, it'd still be Borna.
And sorry, on you go.
A bit of Hobson's choice, Stevie, but that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I'm going to sound contradictory. If I was to choose one of the big names to go, because we've got Big Bassey playing out of Skinner now, then I would probably still say Borna. But see, when I seen the boy in tears and everything I was saying about him, I just felt a bit guilty,
You should have done.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, we've got a bunch of guys that don't want to leave the club. Nobody ever comes out and says that. These guys don't want to leave the club. You never hear any of them say, I want away. None of them. It's the media that's telling us that crap. And none of these, they've got the Rangers bug. That guy was greeting Grafat Park and he's not even gone anywhere. What does that tell you? Just pure fire in his back. He came out and he done the business for his team. Pure relief at the end of the game. And see the crowd. You heard what Liam Balogun said. During that game, he tells the next standing back running and he's in off again. He couldn't believe the crowd. It was unbelievable. And you try to tell me these guys don't get the bug for Rangers? Liam Balogun was like that. When you play for this badge, then you know what it means. That guy's no longer in the door. And he's telling you, these guys get the bug too. None of them want to go. But unfortunately, sometimes situations where we don't get into the Champions League.
It's a football decision, is it? Unfortunately, it's age and the offer that's on the table. Yeah?
Yep, totally. And by the way, see, just before I forget, I want to change the subject here a wee bit. I was up in Dingwall there, and can I just say something? The steak pies up there are absolutely a die for. By the way, I got a steak. Sorry to give the subject here, but the steak different. See if Rangers are doing it. It was a big deep steak pie, I know. And by the way, me wee. Sorry about that, guys. I meant to say it's the first time I've been on.
You've got to get your priorities right, Alex, isn't you?
You're right. Good on you, Stevie. Get the old pies out of you, Ivy.
Alec, I met one of the Rangers radio pundits up there, and he was misbehaving. Right. Just let me tell you, Mr. Southside was caught coming out the pub. Okay, say no more.
What did they get caught for?
That guy seems to spend a lot of time in public houses. That's all I'm saying.
All right, okay, say no more then.
Bridgeman, he stole a packet of bacon fries. Say no more.
No.
I think it was Scamping fries because he said there was something fishy about the charge. Oh dear. All right. Come and join us to stop this hilarity. But I listen, I'm not having a pop at Borna when I say that, Alex. I'm just giving you how I see it, and it's no change for me,
No, that's exactly what I says. If we could pick one. You go to it. Listen, before we Dakota played Celtic, they had that European game, all right. away out there in the heat, the full lot. It was a terrible performance, but the point is, we qualified. That's the fourth successful year in Europa, right? Then we played Celtic and we beat them. That's some way for your last two games before the break. That totally changes the full how you look at it all together. If you'd have got beaten in 2 games, could you imagine what it would have been like? And now we've done it again, and that's us ready now for the kick on. Great to hold all the players that we can get, but let's be quite truthful. We know if somebody comes in with crazy money, this is what it's about, and you've got it. It's not just about football; it's about balancing the books and all that. I know. But here's hoping. So much to know it looks more favourable than that, but they're not what you call it in football. Doesn't what you call it. Everything that happens in football can turn you upside down. You know yourself. Think of the least expected, and it usually happens, especially this transfer window.
Aye, things can happen quite fast, you know. I mean, there's teams in Glasgow selling £50 million players for nothing. I don't know. I don't know.
That's brilliant, Oxford. £50 million players for nothing. Brilliant.
Who's went away? Like, who have they got ready?
Christie and Edward.
Oh, did he go, Edward? Is he away?
Well,
this is the guy. This is the guy who was worth 50 million at one time, then it was 30 million.
That's the one.
I'll tell you one thing. What a way to leave your final game against the Rangers, with that kind of, I don't know what he was trying to do with that heel thing for to try and score a goal, man. But that's your lasting impressions of him. Fantastic. I love the Rangers fans forever.
If I had been the money man at Crystal Palace and somebody showed me the highlights of that game against Celtic, high pressure game, let's see how he played in his last game there. Absolutely, I wouldn't give him not one coin would I give him for him. Nothing. Because he was woeful against us. Woeful.
Right, okay. All right. We'll see what happens in the next few minutes. Well, it's about 11 o'clock and we'll obviously be discussing it tomorrow evening, but we'll see what happens. If that was a bogus tweet from Mr. Fox, as we known to put out in the past, or we'll have to sit tentatively to 11 o'clock. But we'll see. Watch this space, Big Steve here.
By the way, I'm in my Elvis onesie here, and I'm got at this telly and I'm watching everything.
Elvis onesie. Take a photo and shows it.
Oh, I carry now.
I'll send you it. It's not a pretty sight. He's all shoot up.
My Elvis onesie. Brilliant.
Oh, by the way, my pet mouse died. Aye, Elvis. No. He get caught in a trap.
Very good. Boom. Like that one. I'll bet now. He got in the trap.
No bad.
Actually, you're doing a wee bit better than Oxford, I must admit. Sometimes.
He's on fire tonight, isn't he?
Oh, he's on fire. Is that the Elvis onesie? I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning off the best. Southside and Jaffa.
Oh dear, got to laugh. But we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting for a call to come in here. Yes, he is. We've been joined by Big Ulster. Evening, big man.
Evening, how are you?
Hi, Ulster.
Big Ulster.
Keeping well, lads. I'm doing better now after that result. A lot better.
Give us your thoughts, big man.
No, I thought we were fantastic, mate, to be honest. Actually, from, a wee bit nervous, I think, like everybody else, because, no manager there, captain. We had Balogun, obviously, in right back, and wee bit worried, but obviously he played an absolute stormer, and so did the team. I thought every one day a man was absolutely fantastic, from the coaching staff right through to the first team. Just fantastic, It's like Stephen Davis as well, at his age, to be doing the runs and the tackles he was doing so late on in the injury time. Just incredible. Just shows the effort that every man put in.
Stevie, I owe you an apology just before we go back to Big Ulster. the scoop for Fox was for the 1st of February, so you can get to your bed all right. Carry on, Ulster.
I was hearing that. Oh, I about to keep your or don't go to bed yet. No, I don't. That tweet. I seen that tweet doing the rounds. Everybody's starting to fall for it now. But yeah, it's an old tweet that Rangers done. But yeah, no, I just thought we were absolutely fantastic and managed the game. You know, for all this talk of they were going to take as many as they wanted off us and score as many as they wanted and all these quotes and you know and the team proved why we're the champions. You know, at the end of the day, and I thought Rangers. Yeah, maybe in the first half we weren't 100% in the midfield. You know, we sort of sat back and let them pressure us a wee bit, which happens in games. But I thought in the second half we got the measure of them and we're the far better team and deserved our victory. So hopefully that puts a few people back in their boxes for another of months. Hopefully.
Aye, mate, it's all about results, and obviously, hopefully, we can move on and we can start going a run, big man.
Yeah, this is it, mate. You know, we need to take confidence now, regroup. Obviously, we've got the international break. I know some people don't like the international breaks, and I'm not fond of them myself, to be honest. Probably more so because Northern Ireland are useless at the minute. Used to like them when we were a wee bit better, but no. At the minute, we're just taking a few drubbings every time international break comes on. But I think it's good for the Rangers team because, you know, we haven't been playing to our full potential. Sunday we were a lot better, especially in that second half. But I think, you know, especially with the COVID, and you don't know how players are affected with that, you know, as the weeks and stuff go on. So I think of a couple of weeks break, everybody getting themselves back together again, the manager and sort of looking at that performance on Sunday. And they should be setting the marker down now, especially with that second half, and saying, listen, we don't drop the levels at all when we come back into the season. You know, with a few games there maybe took us a wee bit to get into our stride, but that second half performance on Sunday is the real Rangers, the Rangers we've all been looking for all season. And I think if they keep those standards up, it'll be a terrific season again for us.
Aye, the other thing I know is it was in a game, it was open, then we got to play. And with that second half, particularly the first half an hour, we knocked the ball about really well, Ulster. One concern was we never scored enough goals, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, probably not, mate, you know, but I can't remember who it was. It was maybe Stevie. Someone came in and says it was a wee bit like a Walter Smith performance at times, you know, where in those games where we didn't always score a lot of goals, but we always come out with the victories, you know, and yeah, we could have scored a couple more, you know, because we had a lot of good play in the midfield, but maybe as the ball went up into the forward three, we just didn't make the right decisions at sometimes. I think Kent had a couple of shots from, you know, one was very late in the second half of it. He just didn't get his foot around it, and the one he wasted sort of the first half as well when Roof went down and he just blasted it for no reason. I don't know why he done that, but went way over the bar. But at the end of the day, look, it's Old Firm victory and we'll take it. And if we'll get a 1-0 victory at every Old Firm we go into, I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. It's all about winning, Alex.
That's it. Well said, Ulster. Absolutely, it's all about winning. The performance now, that's the level that we've got to play at now. If we get all the players fit, I say avoid any of this COVID or any injuries in that. The squad's very strong. We've already won the league last year. So nucleus is the same team, so we can just go in there and get better and better and better. Get a run of games now. And get back into the way we be for the Europa as well. Because that's a big thing for us as well. European fitness, a big thing for the Rangers. I'm just looking forward to it now. That result has gave everybody a good lift. And let's go.
Well said there, Alex. Well said,
there's a Fraser. Let's go.
Let's go.
Who's got the telly on? I know my money's on. Right, okay. Karen McAllister, the three Jermaine Bridge gave our thoughts last night. Start with Stevie, then Alec, and then Ulster. What a couple of days he had for the club.
Unbelievable, Ox. Absolutely fantastic. He carries our club with total and utter respect, and he's just a guy. He's just a genuine guy. And what a right-hand man Stevie G's got in Gary McAllister. He's done a job. He's done what Stevie's asked him to do. He's got the utmost respect for his manager. and unbelievable. The man, the way he talks about our club, just guys go to. And by the way, always about what a player he was too, by the way, what a pedigree a player he was as well. So he's bringing a lot to our club, and he holds our club dearly. Just the way he talks about the club for top to bottom, you know, and what an ambassador we've got there. And I wish we'd marry him. I really do. Brilliant. I just like the way he put himself out there in the interviews. He carries himself great, and makes him actually a good player.
Alex, then Ulster.
Yep, totally agree there. He's all good Rangers family and that. I don't know him personally, but I know some of the family and that. He was also a top golfer. It was between golf and football, and it was football he picked up, so he's definitely known the football inside it. A great midfield player is himself, and it's a right good double act, Tim and Stevie Gerrard. What more could you ask for? Two top players, by the way, managing your football club. And don't forget the wee Michael Beale boy. Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Ulster?
Yeah, he's absolutely fantastic. You know, I mean, Gary McAllister's such a respected man in football, especially British football, for what he done on the pitch for his career. He was absolutely magnificent for Scotland and for Liverpool, Leeds, all these clubs he played for. He was a magnificent player. Even as he got towards his older years, he won the UEFA Cup, etc. Liverpool played some of his best football, you know. So he's obviously a man that's always looked after himself. Even when he was a player, he knows what it takes to be a winner and to play for these big clubs. And I think to have his experience for any young guy, you know, feeding off Steven Gerrard, we know what he's done as a midfield player, but you've also got Gary McAllister there to learn from, and it must be magnificent for any young players who are at our club at the minute to look at the experience of those two guys alone. It must be absolutely fantastic, and they're all going to get better under them. But anytime Gary McAllister has to come on and speak, he's absolutely fantastic. Like Stevie said, an ambassador of the club, and that's what we're used to at Rangers. We're used to people like that with just class acts at our club. We've always had them, and now we've got Gary McAllister, as I say, and he's another class act. He's also got a bit of experience. I think, did he not manage before Coventry or something for a while? So he's got that wee bit of experience from management too, but he's sort of happy now being in the back role. But he's just a magnificent guy, to be honest. It's just a pity he never got to play for Rangers. So it's always a man always thought it would maybe come at some time, as a player. Unfortunately, he didn't, but just a class act.
I think we're all delighted with the way he carried himself. And to be fair, I hope we'd have been saying that win, lose or draw, because he did carry himself well. Quick thoughts, Bridge? I know we spoke yesterday.
Oh, goodness sake. Very, very proud of Gary Mack. Very proud. And he's done our manager proud as well. So that's two great games. He's carried us through it under a bit of pressure, but he got us there. And quality. Guys, quality. And it's a great team. Him and Gerrard are a great team, in my opinion. Long may it last. And long may they stay at Rangers, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things going on at our club, and obviously the fans are playing their part, supporting the team, Alex, financially, buying the kit. Everybody's doing their bit. It's hard in this economic climate for the fans, but it's also difficult for the club because we expect a lot from them.
Well, everybody else, all your fans are all digging deep in their pockets and that. It's love for the club. All the people I know it's terrible what happened to us and that, we never want to see that ever again and that, but the fans, exceptional. Every way, season tickets, my jers, you say Castor, just, as you say, just get your plastic card away. You just, what do you call it, buy everything. Everything to do with the club, and they're right in there. They bring new stuff out. It's only, but 2 years later, by the way, it's online, everybody's buying it. It's terrific. But that just shows you what the support's all about, Rangers Football Club. It's always been like that, Oaks there, to be quite truthful. Even back in the day and all that, everybody done their bit. We used to go to the games and that, and everybody helped Rangers as much as they could. Season tickets, it was always great. I mean, through a lull way back before Souness came in, it was quite poor. But we get back there again. And there's no looking back now, as far as I'm concerned.
It's difficult because we recognise, Big Stevie, that the fan base lot of the fans, their pockets are only so deep, but everybody's doing their bit.
Oh, unbelievable, mate. You know, I think it was, I'm not one to gaff what you're saying, but James Bisgrove mentioned that we're the third biggest season ticket holders for sales this year. I didn't mention the other clubs that were above us, but everything that James Bisgrove's done this year has made us put our hands into our pockets. It's there, take it, leave it if you want it, but he knows the loyalty our fan bases go, and we buy everything up. Everything. Alex totally right. Our pockets get down to our ankles, you know, and we'll pull out money from everywhere. With that badge on it, ain't with that badge on it, we'll hoover it up, you know. Listen, we've got people. It's unbelievable. The whole worldwide, the Rangers support for Dubai, Canada, America, South Africa, New Zealand, you know, Australia. Bears are digging deep all over the world. And for our club to come up with Kingfish, so the way we have, there's no. If it happened to any other club in Scotland, they would be done. Trust me. No way has any other club got the loyalty our club's got. You can say it when you've not been there, but we've been there and we've done it. We prove we never let it go, and we got the club back to where it is today. But my God, when you mention things like my gels, car store, my season tickets, man, man, the money, jeez, Ox, honestly, unreal.
Come on, Ox.
Yes, Bridge.
I would. There's one thing I would love Rangers to do, and it'll probably not happen till next summer. The share issue they did there was quite successful. I think the target area of a minimum £500 was too much. I think they should have went for, and maybe they could do that next summer.
250,
something like that. You know, 100, only between 100 and 250 pounds, something like that. And I think they'll be well taken up on that. Lots of Rangers fans would love to own a share or so. So I don't think they want to, go and start offering it to the rich people. But release some shares, sell them to the punters at that level, you know, £100 to 250, and that's it, you know.
I get what you're saying, Bridge, because some of these guys, and I know everybody's financial situation's different, and obviously not everybody's as wealthy as yourself, but people might have an extra £200-300, and the time they buy the kids' Ulster, a couple of football taps and the training gear, that £300 disappeared, so they maybe can't afford shares just after they bought their season tickets. And we all recognise that.
This is it. You know, I mean, it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? It's big money to follow Rangers, but we do it anyway. It's a drug, in my opinion. Like, that's the only way I can explain. It's a drug for me anyway. It's something I'm addicted to, and whatever they put out, I normally buy it or try to, you know. And if I have to do longer hours to do that, I do it. That's just the way it goes. To get the girls and myself kitted out and going over to the games and paying for boats and paying for planes and season tickets and everything else, mate. But at the end of the day, it's just what it is, you know. As much as we put a lot in, you know, Rangers give us a lot back out again. And days like Sunday there, with everybody was going mental, like it was just a fantastic a day for everybody, mate. And at the end of the day, you know, it's just what we'll do forever. We proved that even in the bad old days when we're down in the lower leagues, you know, we're there, the support was still there, and we're never broken, mate, and we never will be, and that's just the way it is. But it's hard work, it costs a lot of money, but it's worth it.
Did you not think there was a lot of similarities to that game at the Cowdenbeath game?
Oh, Cowdenbeath. Oh, I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. Just looking through a wired fence to watch the Rangers draw 0-0. Oh. But you know what? We had a great time.
I'm sure you did. I know you did. Well, you'll find it hard to believe, Stevie. That's us reached that time of evening.
Unbelievable, Ox. Unbelievable. And what a great night. What a great bunch of callers we've had tonight. Absolutely fantastic, Ox. And by the way, thanks once again for having me on with my right-hand man, no Bridgeman. What a legend Bridgeman is.
Here.
Well done, Stevie. Well done, Stevie, son.
Charlie, thanks.
We're looking to get you a new onesie, mate. I think that one's maybe.
A big curry somewhere.
We'll get a GoFundMe page started for that. Right, it's over to you, Bridgman.
Fox, sir, can I say something?
Yes, mate, of course, Alec.
We're just talking here about the Rangers. That banner said it all. It's a way of life. That's it.
Yeah.
Could have sum it up better, mate. Could have sum it up better, mate. It's over to you, Bridgman.
Just brilliant, by the way, but Ox there. What a night, what an evening. Superb. Absolutely fantastic. Loved it, and I'm sure all the guys that took part in it loved it as well, and hopefully all the listeners enjoyed it too. Some great crack, and I'll still sort of running about here very happy with it after the result. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, everybody, although it's a break, we need to keep thinking Rangers are there and they're waiting for us. Get your European tickets, get out and buy them. I don't care how much they are, just go and buy them and get the money into the club quickly. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. Keep it going.
Yeah. Can I reiterate what Stevie said, and thanks to each and every one of the callers, particularly the Big All-Star and Alex. Always a pleasure to speak to you and all the other boys that phoned in this evening. Thanks to Stevie and Bridge for hosting the show. Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Old School Blue returned from his balloon trip, safe and sound. Please stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10 talking about all things Rangers. We'll be joined by the one and only Linda. Thanks for listening. Take it away, Old School Blue.